Hi everyone, myself is Ramesh Kumar. In today's class, I'm going to take effects of force and resultant force. Before moving to the topic, I'd like to explain what's in by force. It is defined as a push or pull of an object. It is exerted when two objects interact with each other. It is an external agent capable of changing the state of rest of an object. It is a vector quantity, so it has both magnitude and direction. The SI unit of force is Newton. Let me see what are the effects of force will take place in our day-to-day life. Effects of force. Totally, we have five effects of force which plays in our day-to-day life. The first one is the force can move a stationary object. For example, pushing a box which is at rest on the table and brings the box in motion. Second one, second effect which tells about the force can able to change the speed of a moving object. For example, when a hockey player hits a moving ball, the speed of the ball will increase. And the third effect will define as the force can able to stop a moving object. For example, the force of brakes can stop a moving car. These are these are the first three effects of force. Let me see the fourth effect of force. Yeah. In the fourth effect of force, it will define as a force can able to change the direction of a moving object. For example, in a cricket match, when a moving cricket ball is hit by a bat, then the direction of cricket ball will change. And fifth and final effect of force will tell about to change the shape of an object. A force can able to change the shape of an object. For example, squeezing a toothpaste and changing its shape. These are the five effects of force which plays in our life, which plays a vital role in our life. Let me see the next topic on today's class, that's resultant force. Before moving to the resultant force, let us explain the types of force which depends on direction of force applied. It has been categorized as two types. They are like parallel force and unlike parallel force. What's the like parallel force? When two equal or unequal magnitude force parallel to each other and it acts on same direction. And these type of force are called like parallel force. Let us explain the next type of force that is called unlike parallel force. What is an unlike parallel force? If two equal or unequal magnitude force which acts on a body on two different directions. This is called unlike parallel force. Let us explain the resultant force. By using this picture, you will give the clear idea of what resultant force. Let I explain the first part of the resultant force. That is the first point in the resultant force. That is two forces which acts on the same direction to the body, right? If two forces acts on same direction in a body, the net force is nothing but the summation of the two forces, right? This is the first case. And in second case, if two parallel unequal force acting in opposite direction, what happen? If two equal or unequal parallel force acting in opposite direction, the net force is nothing but difference between the two forces. Then hence we know that force is a vector quantity. We not only telling about the magnitude, we also in need of telling about the direction of force where it where the object will move, right? So from this condition, we need to know in which direction the object will move. That I explained on this slide with some example. Let I move to the third case. In the third case, the two parallel equal force acting in opposite direction. What happens if two equal parallel force acting in opposite direction to each other? It's nothing but that particular condition is called as rest condition or equilibrium condition. And in that case, the object will not move from its position. Let I explain you with a good example. With this picture, it will give the clear idea about the resultant force. In the first case, the two forces acts on a same direction. So what happened? The resultant force nothing but the summation of two forces, 10 Newton and the 10 Newton, both are equal in magnitude, but both are acting same direction. What happened to the result force is nothing but summation of two force, that is 20 Newton, and the direction of force, the way where it acts, right? Then in the second case, two different forces acts on a body, and both the forces are unequal in magnitude, and they are unequal. I mean, they are opposite to each other. Then where the object will move? Hence, this is nothing but the second case, right? So in the second case, very clearly mentioned, it's nothing but if two unequal parallel forces act in opposite direction, then the resultant force is nothing but the difference between two forces. In this case, the difference between two forces is 5 Newton, hence 10 Newton is the greater force, so the direction of object will move towards right. So in the third case, the object, the force which is given in the left hand side is greater than the right hand side. So the object will move towards right hand left hand side because it has 15 Newton. And the fourth case is the fourth picture will tells us the third case of resulting force. If two equal forces acts on a body in opposite direction, what happens? The object will not move. Okay, let I have one more question. If two forces act perpendicular to each other, what happened to the resultant force? See, here F1 is 4 Newton and F2 is 9 Newton, which is act perpendicular to each other. We want to find out the